Hi everyone, my name is Barb Cook and I'm the creator of the Piece of Cake Expense and Revenue Tracking Tools for Travel Professionals. Today I'm going to show you how to use this tool. First and foremost, please be advised that this tool is not to be used to replace an accountant, but rather to be used in conjunction with one. Here is my system. I have a 4-step process that I follow at the end of each month. Each month. I throw all my receipts into my shoebox, my business receipts, at the end of every day or every few days. Then at the end of the month, I attach a summary sheet. I enter my data into my piece of cake tool. I make a backup of my electronic data, and then I file my expense sheets in my expanding file folder. At the end of the month, I attach one of these expense records to each invoice that I have. Include as much information as possible, and I use this sheet on top of the attached to the expense to be able to do my data entry. When I enter the spreadsheet for the first time and every time thereafter, I will be presented with a terms of use splash screen. This, by clicking on OK, the user is saying they accept the terms of the product. The terms are sent to you when you make your purchase, as well as available on the website. So when I enter the spreadsheet, I'm presented with an instruction screen. On this screen, you will be reminded that this tool does not replace an accountant. In general, it tells you that you can enter data in columns that are headed in blue or purple. It's strongly recommended that the blue column information be entered, while the purple is optional. And then there's a description for each page each worksheet that you will see at the bottom. There will be a description here. So the events page is optional. Data entry can be done on 5 of these pages: events, expense, mileage, revenue per month, or revenue detail. In order to keep it very simple, though, you only need to do data entry on expense, mileage, and one of the revenue pages, and I'm going to show you them all. So for the events page, this is set up so that if you attend events or you enter bridal shows or travel shows, or even if you have a customer that provides you with a great deal of referrals, it allows you to track your expenses per event. So if you want to determine how much you spend on the bridal show and how much you earn in revenue, you enter bridal show against event number 1, and then you enter your expenses and revenue against the event, and I'll show you how to do that. So on the expense sheet, this is where you would do the bulk of your data entry. Pardon me. You have the option up here to enter your percentage that you're deducting for your household expenses. If you don't know what this percentage is, you can leave it as 100%. And then when you enter any expense, you need to enter a category in here, and so you can see them listed through A, B, H, E, I, L, M, O, T, V. And then you enter one line of data for each expense that you incur. So I'm going to do one just to show you what it looks like. So as you'll see, when I enter 18th of July, I'm going to be presented with red data over here and a red warning up here. And this is saying that the data that I've entered and the date that I have entered is inbound. This demonstration copy is for the year end 2017. So only data entered in 2017 will work. So we'll change that to July 2017, and then we'll make an entry. And we'll say, I went out for dinner again, and I really like milestones. And you'll notice that I haven't entered a category yet, so I still see that that's missing. You need to enter a category so that the information shows appropriately on your expense summary form. So once I enter E for expense, the red goes away, and I would say who the person was that I entertained. It's really important to put in as much detail as you possibly can. Please be advised that everything you enter on the screen should always be entered at 100%. So that goes for vehicle expenses as well as household expenses, and they will be automatically calculated for you. If you need to sort the data for any reason, you can sort by category, by vendor, by amount, or by date. And there's similar options on your revenue page. So that's your expenses. Then you would enter your mileage. If you're tracking vehicle expenses, you would enter your odometer reading on the first of the year, the last day of the year, and then you would enter your business travel only, your business travel in here. And Revenue Canada strongly recommends that you keep an accurate travel log in case you're ever audited. So you should be including the kilometers you drove, where you went, who you went to see, and what you went to discuss. So in this example, we're only at 2% of vehicle expenses because we've only entered 100 of the 5,000. The other option, or the other data that you need to enter is your revenue, and you have an option. You can enter it per month, or you can enter the detail. The per month is a summary where you would just enter your commission received in Canadian or US or both, and it would be calculated here for you as your overall commission received. So one line of data for each month. Conversely, you can enter your data in detail for revenue. So you can enter the saver number, the booking number, invoice number, event, etc. All the details that you want in here. I recommend, especially for people who are new to the business, that you enter as much detail as possible, because at the end of the day, really, knowledge is power. So that data would be entered here, and again, you would just sort by the gray buttons here if you want to sort by booking, etc. So once you've done all your entry for your expenses, you'll see them here, and you'll see the summary. And this summary is really all that you're going to need to be able to present to an accountant at tax time. This will show the accountant that you are charging 20% of your household expenses, and then the 20% is calculated. It will also show that only 2% of vehicle expenses are calculated. I'm going to show you how it changes. So say we went another 100 kilometers on the 3rd of January to the same place because we forgot to get some information. You'll see that your expense summary changes from 2% to 4% and from $10 to $20, for example. Pardon me. Revenue summary will show you your detail-based commission that you've entered on this page, your detail, and your statement, revenue per month commission, that you would have entered on the revenue per month page, just a comparison. And then overall, you will see your revenue based on your revenue detail versus your expenses, or your revenue based on your revenue summary versus your expenses, and your net gain or loss. You'll also see on this page your average commission expected per invoice and your average commission received per invoice. The expected versus received is detailed here. So let's say you put in all this information about your booking, and you expected to receive 210 in total commission, and you actually only received 205, then it just shows you what the difference is. So that's what that overall those averages look like. And then finally, we see the results by event. So like I said, if you entered for the bridal show, that you incurred, or you had revenue of $205 because your revenue detail shows that it was against event 1, and your expense total for the event 1 was $113, that your net gain loss was $92. Obviously, this is very, very simple. You would have all kinds of other expenses and tons of revenue, hopefully, but this gives you an idea of what it would look like as far as an events result page. Finally, I also have the option for a user to run a comparison versus, which would compare the revenue detail that you enter versus what's in your parent company's system. If you're interested in finding out how to run this, please contact me and I will send you a link to a video of how to actually do that as well. So just to remind you, my name is Barb Cook, and I am the creator of the expense and revenue tracking tools for travel professionals. You can check out my website at pieceofcaketools.ca, or if you have specific questions, please send me an email at bcook@pieceofcaketools.ca. Thank you for your time, and I hope you have a fantastic day.